Yo, what's going on YouTube? Alright, so if you were dating for a husband or if you were dating for a wife, you kind of missed the ball. Let's say I'm an employer. I have my own business and I want to make my business into a multi-million dollar business, but I need good people to work for me. What am I going to do? Am I going to wait till I'm on the brink of bankruptcy and then try to hire somebody who's going to come in my business and somehow turn things around and make me into a multimillionaire? No, not really. So what has to happen, right? Realistically, I have to hire employees who I feel are quality. Now, nothing is guaranteed. They may develop into that person that's going to take me to that $1,000,000 status, or they may not. But at the end of the day, I won't know. So the only thing that I can do is surround myself with quality employees, right? Who have the ability. It may not happen the way I want it to happen, but you know what? You did your best. And you know, we can apply this to the whole dating thing, right? If you feel like now you have to date to find a husband or date to find a wife, you know, you honestly probably did something wrong or you waited too late. You're supposed to surround yourself with like-minded people, people who are moving in the same direction. And maybe something will develop out of that. It's not guaranteed, but it is what it is. You know, the whole idea of going out and dating and meeting people in hopes of finding a husband almost sounds odd to me if you really think about it, right? It just sounds weird. All you can really do is seek people who are moving in your same direction. I mean, there's a lot of subtle things that have to go right before, you know, you could even start talking about marriage. But people don't understand that. The women don't understand this. It's not about dating for fun, then dating for marriage, right? I understand when you're younger, you want to have fun, whatever. But then there's a phase where you date serious people, people who are like-minded, people who are moving in a direction. And if you're not doing that, if you're not around those people, that's more on you, not really society. Because you haven't changed your surroundings. You haven't grown up. So now you've missed that step. And now you really think you're going to somehow overlap that step or skip that whole step entirely and then get the final prize. It doesn't work like that. It never has worked like that. Like I said, most of the married couples that I know, or those soon to be married, didn't really know that they were going to get married when they met. All they knew was that, yo, you're in school, I'm in school, I believe in X, you believe in X, you know, I don't drink, I don't smoke, hey, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I believe in hard work, hey, I believe in hard work. And they were hanging out, you know, they developed a relationship, and then a couple of years later, right, now they're getting married. That's how it happened. They didn't meet each other, go to Starbucks a couple of times, and automatically knew that they were going to get married. And I feel like that's what a lot of women have, is that Cinderella fantasy. And it's so annoying because it never happens that way. Like, it's one thing if it happened to the point now where a lot of women feel like, oh, maybe it can happen, but it's not. I mean, you see it on TV, but you know, I know a lot of people, and I've never really heard of any Cinderella type stories, and I'm sure most of y'all who are listening to this don't really know any Cinderella stories, right? There is no Prince Charming. There's just people doing the same thing you're doing, right? And that's the importance of your circle, who you live your life with, who you communicate with, who you're friends with, right? Your dating pool. That's why it's so important to surround yourself with like-minded people, because they will know people who are like-minded, you will know people who are like-minded, and the overlap of the different circles of productive people, right, will bring you potential suitors or people moving in your same direction. And it's through those encounters, right, will you then find somebody you feel like you're compatible enough to even talk about marriage. So in closing, people have to understand there is no big jump, right? Even the NBA took out the whole idea of going to high school then hopping into the NBA. You at least got to go to college. So I think we can apply this to how we date. So if you're a chick or if a dude and you find yourself in a position where you feel like you're trying to meet that next chick who's marriage material, I don't know. I mean, maybe it can happen for you, but the probability of that happening is probably slim to none, because the chances of just going out into the wide world and finding somebody who's compatible enough for you to marry, is almost really not there. But if you choose to surround yourself with serious people and that's all you're around, like, the probability of you bumping into somebody, right, who's on your same level, I mean, goes up almost stupidly high, insanely high. Insanely. For me, like, I've already ruled out the whole clubs and all that other stuff. That's nothing for me, right? There's nothing there for me. My circles are pretty much already set, so I'm not really around pretty much bum ass people. I'm not really around baby mamas. I'm not really around, the hood chicks, the welfare queens. That's not my reality. I'm not around those chicks. So for me, the whole idea of being around serious people isn't really an issue. So when I meet somebody within those circles that I'm in, there's nothing really implied. Everybody knows what everybody's doing. So the whole idea of compatibility is pretty much already there. So the only question that I have, like, my only personal issue is more so chemistry, right? Will we develop that chemistry that's needed to take it to the next level? Because, humans, we need compatibility and we need chemistry. I'm not going to get into what they are, but we need both. And, most people, their problem is not finding people who are marriage material. Their struggle is just finding people who are they compatible with, right? Finding a group of people who they feel like they're compatible. I looked at a lot of my black female friends in college, and the girls that they were hanging out with, they weren't even compatible as friends. Like, I didn't even understand how they got along, really. I don't understand how she could be your friend. I really don't. You guys have nothing in common. But, I mean, it is what it is. So, tell me how you feel. I'm sure I'm going to get some interesting responses to this one. But take it easy. God bless.